This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
Republicans are beside themselves related to this latest indictment from Jack Smith against Donald Trump. The United States of America versus Donald J. Trump. A 4-count, 45-page indictment that lays out all kinds of new elements that we did not know about. The Congress, the House Select Committee investigating the events of the insurrection on January 6, 2021, they did a great job, an amazing job of bringing to light all kinds of information and details, both leading up to, but also on the day of the insurrection, related to Donald Trump and his involvement, without a doubt. But there's new stuff in here, and we're going to get to it over today and tomorrow. Over the next days, we're really going to be diving into this thing to talk about what's in there and some of the new information. But what I want to talk about right now, in particular, is the Republican response, largely the Republican response. And I don't mean like, what's Tommy Tuberville have to say? I mean, what are the people who are running for president against Donald Trump, what do they have to say? What are the people who have the most to gain if Donald Trump gets put in jail? What are these people who are just loyal sycophants to the Republican Party no matter what? What do they have to say? And what kind of a window does it give us? What kind of a glimpse does it give us into this Republican Party, the modern day Republican Party? Ron DeSantis tweeted this. I'll skip this Marjorie Taylor Greene. Mid-video, I changed stream. I wanted to make it about the presidential candidates, but she said she'll vote for him even if he's in jail. Fucking idiot. This is what Ron DeSantis had to say. As president, I will end the weaponization of the government, replace the FBI director, and ensure a single standard of justice for all Americans. As though that's not what exists right now. As though by prosecuting Donald Trump for the documented crimes, for the crimes we've all witnessed even, not even the things he's done behind closed doors, but if you prosecute him for the known crimes, that's weaponization. That's a multi-staged standard for justice in America. What Ron DeSantis wants is for the president to be able to do crimes unfettered, with zero fear of prosecution. Up until you've read the 45-page indictment chocked to the brim with information and evidence, Ron. Until you've read it, pipe down. Therefore, the rest of the tweet doesn't need to be seen. Tim Scott, senator from South Carolina, also running for president as a Republican, he had this to say. I remain concerned. Apparently he's Susan Collins. He's very concerned. I remain concerned about the weaponization of Biden's DOJ and its immense power used against political opponents. What we see today are two different tracks of justice, one for political opponents and another for the son of the current president. You mean the son of the current president, Hunter Biden, who's facing justice, who has a current case before the Department of Justice. The plea deal seems to have fallen apart, and he's going to face justice, as well he should, for the gun charge and not paying his taxes. Absolutely, he's facing justice. It's not two-tiered, my man. Vivek Ramaswamy, apparently really going for it. Here's a headline. Ramaswamy sues DOJ, files fresh records request for Trump indictment details. This is the greatest play to be the vice presidential pick in the history of movements. Here's Mike Pence, who the crowd threatened to murder on that day. What did he have to say? Today's indictment serves as an important reminder. Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States. Yeah, but what about conviction? Mike Pence? What about the indictment and what it contains and what it communicates to the American people about who Donald Trump was? There was only one presidential candidate among the Republicans who actually said it as it is, who told the truth about this. Now look, is Chris Christie, who knew who Donald Trump was when he decided to endorse him for president, who knew who Donald Trump was and knew who he was for years and years and years when he joined the transition team, when he prepped him in the 2020 debates. He knew who he was. So I'm not letting him off the hook unless and until he explains to me and the rest of the American people what changed his mind. I advocate changing your minds when the facts and the evidence change, or when your understanding of those facts and evidence change. But you don't just get to say, oh yeah, Donald Trump bad now, when he's been the same guy the entire time. Donald Trump didn't change. The facts didn't change. So what is it, Chris Christie, about your understanding of Donald Trump? What is it that changed there? It seems to me the only thing that changed is that now you want to be president of the United States and you're running against him. This is what he said, though. The events around the White House from election night forward are a stain on our country's history and a disgrace to the people who participated. This disgrace falls the most on Donald Trump. He swore an oath to the Constitution, violated his oath, and brought shame to his presidency. All of that is true. But what changed for you, Chris Christie? You see, what this indicates to me, what this communicates to me, is that we have a Republican Party absolutely bereft of agenda, absolutely lacking in ideology. There's no core purpose or values to the Republican Party other than power, other than obtaining office for a disparate network of connected Republicans. When their entire agenda is own the libs, and primarily by violating the constitutional rights and liberties of Americans, whether that be the LGBTQ, whether that be women, whether that be people of color, whether through voter suppression and a host of other draconian measures from Republicans, dragging us back to the 1950s, thereby making America great again. And this lays bare. I mean, we'll go back to Marjorie Taylor Greene's tweet here. I still will vote for Trump even if he's in jail. This tells you everything you need to know about the Republican Party. And listen, if you're out there and you're a Republican watching right now, and I know there's a few, we got some regular trolls, some clowns, but there are some actual thoughtful people who've got to be synthesizing and analyzing this information as it comes in, and they're telling themselves, ugh, this ain't my party. I don't want any part of this. And there will be a slow but steady, very slow but steady evaporation of support for Donald Trump. Eventually, it'll become untenable. But this is where we are with the Republican Party in America today. When your second place guy, I haven't read the indictment. Apparently, it's not important enough to know the information, but I'm going to comment on it. Gross. What do you think? I'd love to know. You can leave a comment below. I would encourage you to like and comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But if you want to get your voice, the literal voice on the record, you can leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, all the time, every day, please, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. If you appreciate what I do, if I'm someone who brings you value, if it's not just regular YouTube watching, but I do something for you that you think's worth $2 a month, please consider supporting my work, producing what I do right here. Click the join button below, become a channel member for $1.99 a month, or click the super thanks button below, or go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Anyway, follow me on social media if that's your thing. I'm at Dollemore just about everywhere. I'd love to see you there. And I will see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.